Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Iron Sheik 84. And as you can see with all the chaos that's here, I had the carpets redone in my home. And, yeah, there's a lot of shifting of stuff back and forth, a lot of things moving around. So my room is an absolute mess right now. And under normal circumstances, I wouldn't record this, but I've been meaning to do this for like a few months now, maybe even longer than that. And this seems to keep getting pushed out more and more and more. And I finally was like, you know what? Just get it over with, record it. Hopefully, this will help somebody. So, I am going to make a video here, hopefully on how to feud better. I hope the tips and tricks that I put in here are going to be useful to you. And also, I've talked about the 38989 rule for so long that I think that I really need to like expand on it a little bit more and kind of explain what exactly it is and how I create my feud roster around that. So, first of all, let's start off by explaining what is the 38989 rule. Okay. So what I mean by 38989 is, as you can see here, the max talent that's in this game right now, as of Valentine's Day, which, by the way, happy Valentine's Day, everybody, is a max character's max talent is 38989. Now, whenever 7-star comes out, or whatever the new thing they come out, this is going to change a little bit. Maybe I'll make like a quick 5-minute update at that time. But basically, like I said, you base your feud roster around the 38989 rule. Okay? I do have a spreadsheet out here. To that, make sure that it works. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so let's zoom in a little bit. Oops. Okay. So there we go. So 38989. So what that means here, and I'll be flipping back and forth to a couple screens. So, you know, probably should have had the formulas written up ahead of time. So, if you have one opponent, you know, it's going to be, you know, this times this. And I know I could make fancier things. I just didn't think about this ahead of time. How many are in the max? I forget what it is, but basically, you roll it down. So you see these numbers here, 38,989, you know, 38,989 for one opponent, 77. I'm not going to read off every single number. But you see this right here? Keep this in mind as we go through our next step here. Okay, so we switch back to BlueStacks. Okay, so let's look at my feud roster. I haven't finished how I'm gonna set this up, by the way. So I'm only just I just put a couple people in there. I'm gonna figure it out from however I want to end up setting it up. But the point I want to make is, you see this number right here, 183,376. So when I talk about the 38989 rule. And going back to this, actually, let me just do this. Window capture, window Excel. Ooh, there we go. Hey, look at that. Okay. So you see this right here? So 183 376. So when you correlate it to the spreadsheet right here, that means that I should have an expectation of facing 4 4-star golds. Does that make sense? So as you're building your feud roster, okay, right here, for every 38,989 that you add to that total right there, you should expect 1 6-star gold character that you're going to be facing. Okay? So when I'm creating my feud roster, you know, obviously there's bonus CSS and things of that nature. I don't want to make an hour-long video because, trust me, I could go into every single little nuance about things. But basically, like I said, I have the expectation here. So how am I going to set up my roster? So if I'm going to be facing 4 4-star golds, I need to have somebody that can counteract a 6-star gold character. Whether it's 1, whether it's 50, right? So I have both moments on Liv. Liv will knock anybody out, period. Plus, with the way I have her set up, have fun facing her. And then Bailey here, right? So between these two, I can knock out any 6-star gold turn 1 without issue. Now, that being said, what would happen if I go in and change my roster up like this? Let's see, I'll do that. Keep that actually. I think I didn't mean to click there. Okay. So going back to my example, you see how my team score now is 191, 547? So that means I should expect 4 4-star golds, but in reality I'm going to be facing 5 6-star golds. Name a character here that's going to knock out a 6-star gold turn 1. And most of you should be going, Maxine maybe, but pretty much nobody is, right? So I have a fuller feud roster here, but with the 38989 rule, I am gonna pretty much either lose every single one of my characters here, or I'm gonna be using the entire 30 minutes to feud, right? So I'm wasting my partner's time, I'm wasting my time. And in Feud, your goal is to be fast, because you want to maximize your score, right? I don't like feuding. I don't feud the full 20 hours, whatever it is. I just like to max, call it a day, and then go on with my life. I've been top 100 before many times. I just don't really have the time to put in anymore. In case anybody was wondering how I know this stuff and whether you should listen to me or not. But yeah, that being said, when you're figuring out who you need to put in here, pay attention to line fill bonus, pay attention to the 38989 rule, and pick people who are going to be able to do turn 1 wins for the most part. And you know, and adjust accordingly. You don't have to have all 8-9 spots filled up. If you can't, that's totally fine. I actually only got indie 2 days ago, so I wasn't planning on even having a middle line here. I just got lucky with some extra gift card money that I had. So yeah, going, you know, like I said, so just kind of put that to rest. I think y'all got the point. And then another point that I want to make, when it comes to CSS wins, especially when it comes to speed, sometimes you kind of have to brute force it out. What I would do is enter a battle, get your big wins out of the way, and hopefully you have somebody who has, like I do, a 4-star gold or lower Liv Morgan or any other character that you can knock out turn 1 with the CSS and win. Because New Gen is going to be extremely tough between having her and having Alunder Blaze as an option. Unless you're doing a lot of pulls or you get really lucky in a chest, which I don't even know if they're going to have a chest, with Asuka, the likelihood of getting a New Gen win is going to be rough. So keep that in mind as you're creating your feud roster, again, to the 3-8-9-8-9 rule. And, if you can't get it in one win, or in one battle, just spread it out. I mean, you're gonna have to do 10, even if you have her at 6-star gold. You're not gonna get all 10 wins in one go anyway. So just wanted to throw that out there. And then when it does come to the wins, just cycle people out again. Figure it out as you see, and sometimes you do have to sacrifice score a little bit for the CSS wins. So what I mean by that is when you get your first time wins, you get the 250,000 points, right? Well, New Gen is going to be hard for me to win with, right? So if I'm facing an opponent and they have like 2, 3, say 4-star bronze characters, I'll sacrifice that 250,000 points in order to get my CSS wins quicker. So that way I can turn my focus into building my roster or putting it back to what the 3-8-9-8-9 rule can beat turn 1 every single time. And then that way I'm knocking out an entire feud lineup in 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, as compared to having to take 10 to 13. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I have. The other things, the other feud advice that I can give is, of course, take a look at your entourage, take a look at your belts, don't forget to move people around, etc., etc., etc. Those are things that people know. But the whole point of this video was I wanted to show off how I build my roster in a different manner, and hopefully, if you ever see me reference or call out the 3-8-9-8-9 rule, now you know what I'm talking about. So, as always, I appreciate y'all watching amidst all the junk and chaos and crap around my room. And as always, if you have any specific feud questions, don't forget, I'm always available. People like Bob and whatnot are available as well. There's, many Discord channels out there with feud advice, so don't hesitate to ask. I mean, trust me, we're not all the experts in every single thing, or at least the number of us are kind of low. So yeah, I hope this video is of some use to y'all. And if it was, please let me know. If there's something that I could elaborate on, let me know. I could always re-record this or add addendums to it. But as always, I appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitch at IronSheik84 for more WWE Champions action. And with that, much love to everybody. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you around. No recording this weekend, probably. I got a bunch of stuff planned with my girlfriend, so we're going to have fun. But yeah, love you all. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend, and I'll catch you around. Bye, everybody.